Hello, friends, and good brunch noon, and welcome to our Peach Brunch. So we're back together again.
Yes,
I love it,
yes,
Peach Brunch.
yes.
How was Dallas?
Oh, girl.
I know you were doing She Wealthy.
Yes, I was, and it was great. Got to meet a lot of great people.
Did you meet some men?
No, this is the
She
issue.
wasn't looking for a man.
Check this out. So
Josh, I was
why, I decided
shady.
to close out my trip, go to, to the Potter House, go to the TDJ
TJ
church.
okay.
And
Yeah,
this
'cause you
is-
definitely
I've
need
been
some
there
church.
when I lived in
And
Dallas.
then I would have the nerve to be here on the date that he decide that his special needs looking self gonna decide that he wanna attack black women.
These special needs.
He
What'd
gonna
he say?
say that we are raising black women to be men, and
Oh, wow.
that
Oh, I heard about
and that that men, that we're destroying our families, and that men don't want to hear about the conquerors, and that we're being celebrated for being nasty and aggressive.
Because y'all
and
can't be
blah,
like
blah.
too successful or something
I
like that.
saw
Yeah.
the excerpt, the little snip.
And so I just thought his little Ashley little self was trying to be a little jealous, and he was hating a little bit
Why?
on black women's success, because Stacey Abrams and Kamala, we doing the thing right
It's not
now.
just him though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
And
it's. I mean, I've talked to you guys before about the entire community. It's not just him that's saying that about
I mean, everybody
black
got
women.
stuff
A
to
lot
say
of people
about
say
black
that.
women. Why?
Why are
We're
we under attack?
passionate. Yeah, why are
I just
we
want to
under
know why
attack?
are we under attack? Because he's going to sit here and say, because a lot of women are opting out of marriage. A lot of women are opting out of having children.
But why is that though?
Because of the simple fact. The reason
What?
why is because we don't see masculinity in men. So somebody got to take the role. If I got the
Masculinity
choice,
in men?
because he's saying we're being too
Women
aggressive.
are becoming too aggressive.
Right, we're being raised to be men.
But I agree.
If I got to deal with,
I do agree with TD Jakes
I
in a
disagree
sense.
because
I do.
if
Oh,
my
yeah.
children have to eat,
They do.
and if I'm a
I
black
gotta do what I gotta do.
mother, I gotta do what I gotta do.
Exactly.
And I don't care if you with your teeth that do like this. I don't
Stop
care.
talking about TD Jakes, but listen to the message.
I don't care.
Do you think
if
black women
I
are
have to be
becoming more
aggressive? If I have to be masculine
Like she is
to
right now.
make sure my child has what they need.
right? Well,
Then
is it all
that's it.
coming down? Is it all coming down to you taking care of your children? So you have to be a provider that's causing you to feel like you got to be out in corporate, aggressive, taking care of whatever you need to take care of for the sake
I
of
think it's bigger
livelihood.
than that. I think it's bigger than
75%
that.
of all black children will
I don't
not
think y'all can
be
count
in
on
the
black
home
men.
with their father by the time they turn the age of 5.
And that's the problem.
So somebody has got to provide. So it may seem that black women are being raised to be men, but black
No.
women are not being raised to be men. I feel
Yeah.
like they're being forced to be men.
Now, I would agree with you on that one. But there is a difference between you being forced to be a man because you have to provide or you possessing those testosterone
But
type
he's-
of characteristics. The other piece of it is, are you operating in that essence of a man?
Well,
When
here's
you
the
come
thing.
across masculine, are you very aggressive? You can't have two masculine people in a relationship.
Why can't
Most
you?
There has
men
to
are not
be,
masculine.
but
Why-
see,
Why can't you?
but how are we defining
There are two gay
masculinity?
men sometimes that are masculine.
I know,
in
but
relationships.
in those situations where we're not talking about man and woman relationships, because that's the context of this one. Everything not about man, okay? So in
and
this
everything
context,
not about woman and man like y'all
but
make
in
it
this
to be.
context, he's saying black women are becoming more masculine, and I
Right.
think he's right.
And
We
I
are
disagree.
having-
Because they
I
have to
totally
be.
disagree.
They're having to be. Because
Tam,
guess
don't
what?
make
No,
it
no,
of it.
here's my
Please.
thing. No, here's my thing.
He's
I feel
right.
like today's woman
And it's breaking
is
down the
not
family.
accepting the type of things that they used to accept from black men back in the day.
The
And
bar
that's
has
the
been
reason why
raised.
they're being
They've raised the
forced
bar.
I
to
agree.
be in this type of predicament that they're in, which is to
And
be
I think that
more
they
aggressive
should.
at work. Exactly. To be more aggressive at work, to be more successful,
I
to get their
don't
own
think
money,
it
to be
means
better
to be
independent,
aggressive.
to depend on themselves. Because guess what? A lot of
Also,
times
too,
these men you can't depend on.
That's true.
We're
But
making
if you
excuses
also
for
take,
that.
but
I'm an
listen,
That's not an
executive.
excuse.
I'm an
It's the
executive, and
reality.
you don't have to be aggressive to still be successful in a corporate environment. You don't have to be aggressive to be in a good nurturing relationship with a man or a woman. The aggression piece is what's turning them to think that it's more masculine. Now, because we have to be providers, I think that's just inherently designed to look at it as a masculine trait because
Exactly.
men provide,
And
men
so that's why
provide
I feel
security
like
and safety.
that's
Women
the
are
reason
nurturers,
why I feel
and we
like
are
it was
taking on more of
attacked.
that energy.
So that's why I feel like it's an
And nothing's
attack
wrong
for
with
him
that.
to say that if we're doing what we're supposed to do, we're getting the most educated, we're starting the most businesses, we're
That's the
politics.
nature. That's what women do anyway.
So we're doing all these great
That's
things,
what women
but
do
nobody's
anyway.
calling our counterparts masculine when they're doing it. But we get to have his ass up in there
Exactly.
calling us masculine.
Exactly, because part of his message was, we don't want
to hear about
your
your
accomplishments when you come home.
That's
don't
what
nobody
he
want to
said.
hear
He said,
that.
don't nobody want to hear that.
You are taking it out of context. He didn't say nobody wanted to hear that.
That's
he
what he said.
He said you could be
what he
successful
said,
at home,
sis.
but when you get home
We
and
had
then
the
you
same
say,
issue,
I
right?
don't
That's
need
what he
you.
said.
Because I watched
That's
it.
what the
You were there.
said.
I understood that
She
as
watched a 2-second clip.
Yeah, no,
This is
I
what he
understood
said
that
between
as
his gap.
don't come here
He said,
and make me feel like I'm not needed because you go to work and you're successful. We're doing this together.
Okay, but so what
And
I
there
heard
are
some cases,
there
yes.
are roles
In
that
some
we're working
cases.
together.
But
And
I heard
I think
an
that's
insecure
where
man.
we losing it because that's why you have a lot of families out here that don't have a man in a home. That's why
So
you
you
see
saying
in a
now
lot
we
of
masculine
communities.
now it's
Oh,
our
I don't
fault.
think
I
that. No.
believe
No,
that
no, no.
we
We pushing
take
our
on
men out.
more responsibility that
Women
are
are
more
pushed to
masculine.
take on more responsibility because they have been forced to do that because the men that they have interacted with and been in relationships with aren't good.
Now,
And they're
I
not cutting
think
it.
the way we raising these men is another aspect of it,
Now,
and
you
that's
know
a
how I feel
whole
about
different
that.
conversation.
No.
But I absolutely do
Uh-huh.
feel like at the end of the day, women are now saying, I have to look at what my
Raise
options
better,
are.
raise better humans.
I have to
You
resort
have to
to
be a
take
better
care
person.
of myself and my children.
it's not
But does
even
that mean
that.
I'm taking on other characteristics and responsibilities in order to be the mother and the father in the home? Yes.
But
You have to be.
Yes.
I think
You have to be.
But I'm going to
And
just
women
come
not
back and
tolerating
saying
it.
that he's deflecting. I feel that he's deflecting because black men are not winning. You're being forced to be a better person.
And you want somebody that's going to bow down to you.
If I can pay my own bills, I can buy my own car, I can take care of my children. What I need from you is to have a core person that is a good person, that's integral, a person of your word. You have to be a better person.
Don't push me.
We all have to be better people, and that means we
But
all have to
we
move
are
who
being
we
better.
are as individuals.
But
we
are being better people. We're going to therapy.
Finance
We're
so
taking care
high.
of our kids.
We
We're
put
working.
finances
We're
so
building.
high as priority that it
Right.
takes over everything because you paying bills.
But
and
we
it's
are.
not.
But this
there
is
are
the
other
thing,
values that are
what
more
I'm saying
important
is
than
we
that.
are doing the other values. We're doing the work. We're going to therapy. We're taking care of our kids. We're learning. We're opening businesses. We're doing better. We're doing charity
and we're
work
not
in our
including
communities.
the partner or a partner. Forget the black man situation, but a lot of cases we're not picking the right partners, and we're not including those partners.
But a lot of these
in
partners
how we
don't
raise
want
our
any
children,
part of us. They on TikTok saying they don't even want
the
black
family
women.
environment.
Ooh,
Well, they don't want black women because we coming across as too masculine.
Well, no,
well,
maybe because they weak as hell. They need to step it up.
I don't think it's always weak.
It is weak.
No, it's not.
It is weak.
And that's the reason why he
First of
said
all,
that.
black men
What
make
man wants a
median
woman to come and say
$43,000 a year, and
look,
rent
there you
is
go.
$3,000 a month. That's
the job he
$36,000.
gets.
What the
So
stat?
let's
That's
go
the
here.
job he
You
can
are
afford
not.
to
You
get.
cannot.
This society
You
does
can't
not
be-
set it up for
wait,
them
wait,
to
okay.
win.
Yes, it does.
Okay,
It does not.
Even if you got to
It
wash
doesn't.
windows or sell OnlyFans,
Now that's
you need
something
to
different.
get it together.
That's something different. At the end of the day, I think
I'm
it's
sorry.
set up against them,
No.
and it's set up
Hold on.
I don't think
against
it's
us.
excuses.
Okay.
Yes.
So give me your perspective.
Oh.
Because you're an executive.
Yes.
You're in a successful marriage.
Yes.
Tell
Have
me
been
exactly
married
how
twice.
that dynamic works.
Here's
Current day.
current day. You are two individuals coming together, and there are expectations for roles. A man is looked at as being the provider, no matter how antiquated it is. In order to be a provider, you have to be given opportunity to provide.
Okay, so
now,
how do you give your
might
man?
need to hustle.
So how do you
given
give your
nothing.
man? Hold on, y'all. How do you give your man opportunity to provide, knowing that you are extremely successful?
Yes. Well, I'm gonna tell you what I do. I don't look at it and say this is the way you need to bring your bread to the table. I happen to like a manual laboring type of guy, so he is an individual contractor. So I'm not looking at it saying you need to be in corporate America the way I need to be, and our checks need to match. That's the first thing that's a problem. If you're given more opportunity and this man isn't, then you segregating yourself from the level of men you might be dating because you want y'all to be equal as far as compensation. I don't look at that. There are other things he can bring to the table other than a financial paycheck?
Like what?
If I'm bringing a check to the table.
Okay, so what is he bringing?
Like I
give me an
said, he's
example.
a business owner.
Okay.
So there are certain things he takes care of.
Okay.
There are other things that he provides. Now they're beginning to help with children in the home because I'm not in the house.
Oh no.
All the time because I'm working. That could be a balance that you have with your man in the house.
That's never gonna
My
be a
man
balance.
takes
That's
care of
emasculating.
all the other things that I typically would have to go and have another man take care of.
Right.
Things that's house related, keeping up. He will even manage our finances and take care of those things.
Ooh.
Now, so from that perspective, you just have to understand, do I want him because I'm reducing him down to a paycheck, or do I want a partner and we can align on thoughts and say it's not about gender roles?
But there's
because
nothing
everybody
wrong
gets
with
that
that.
part of
There's
gender
nothing
roles.
wrong with
And
that
all of that
piece.
sounds
And how you put
great.
it was, how you put it was
It's
excellent.
eloquent, but actually, in reality, this is the
You
man
create
that
your reality.
but also you create your opportunity. But you keep talking about our men are not being given,
They are.
and that's the biggest problem is that they're expecting
when you see
stuff
that
to be given.
8%
But
of
all
people
of
that
the ones
graduate,
that I
black
know-
people that graduate from college
It's
and
women.
go into corporate America, no,
definitely.
it's mostly women, but 8%
Mostly women.
of us as a community are in corporate America.
Yep.
Do you think they're given those opportunities? If
Exactly,
black
but
women get
that's
those
the thing
opportunities,
is
then
that
we
we-
walk in there with our head up like I'm making all this money.
But not only
I'm
that,
doing
we're
all this,
in a
I'm driving this, and
society
then you
where
come
nothing
home
was
and you want a
designed
black
to be
man and you
given
beat
to
him
us,
down.
period.
Here's the thing. I think what's bigger is if we could just go back to the topic. The topic is about TD Jakes making this statement.
We are on topic, and I think he's right.
And I think he's wrong.
And you
I think
can have
his
your
perspective
opinion
is
about it.
skewed.
I think it's antiquated.
Why?
I think it's very antiquated.
Why?
Right?
It's what I
Because
think
again,
it is, because
women
it's obsolete.
women have to be a certain black women have to be a certain type of way because of how society has made them. And a big part of that,
Black women
a
can be
big
different
part of
in
it- hold
spite
on.
of the environment they're
let
in.
him-
but it's mainly and partially because of they are unsupported by a black man.
I think at the end of the day, you can be unsupported by any partner if y'all
And
on
it's
different
forced
pages.
me to be this
we
type
have
of way.
we have put so much, like I said, and I'll continue to say because I lived it in 2 marriages. We put so much emphasis on finances that we reduce everybody down to the least
But it's
common
bigger than just
denominator.
it's bigger than just
Right.
No,
finances.
because then
It's
when
bigger
when
than
he's
finances.
providing for you, then you go back and say, "Well, I can take care of myself," and that way
But you
you're
can.
separating yourself. You cannot.
Just because a man takes care of you
That
and
don't
he may
mean
make
you're
more
happy.
money than you doesn't mean that you can't take care of yourself. In any relationship
We
I've
all
ever
can
been in,
take care of ourselves, but don't
Exactly.
we have some level of partnership? We do. So we don't. You don't
Exactly.
have to go when you're in your relationship.
But I'm supposed
When
to be
you're in your
quiet about my
relationship,
accomplishments.
Is there a masculine and feminine energy in your relationship?
sometimes.
Okay. And how do you determine whether or not sometimes you get too masculine or too feminine? Is there a roles that
I don't
are
think that's
established?
necessarily
I don't
a
think it's no
role.
believe that. I don't
I don't
believe
think
that
it's
it's
necessarily
two
a role.
nothing.
Right.
Are you seeking to be the provider, or do you want your partner to come and he be the
It
provider?
should be 50-50.
I
For me,
expect
it should be
But
everybody
a
to be
woman, but a
self-reliant.
woman don't come. See, and that's the problem, because in a situation, a woman does not come and think a man need to be 50-50. Most
don't
of the
think- no,
time,
I don't think
don't
a man
switch it
should
up
be
now,
50-50.
Ja.
No,
I know you don't.
I
know
don't
you
believe
don't.
in 50-50.
Yeah.
Now that's
Because
antiquated. Now
I
that's
can get
antiquated thing because I do
right.
feel like that does come from the olden days of
I agree.
women feel like men should
Right.
take care of them and do all this. But I'm
No,
saying
I don't want you
today's
to
woman,
take care of me. I want
I
you to
don't
be
think it's going
self-reliant.
into a relationship like that. I think a woman is going to a relationship and saying, I can take care of myself because from the past, these men are undependable.
And I
Exactly,
think
but
I
also
think
too, and
when
the
you
ones
talk
who
about
are leveraging the money, they are leveraging and they weaponizing their money against you. If you have one that can provide,
Yeah.
or you get the homosexual.
agree.
So at that point, my issue is that the lack of balance is the biggest thing. And I would have been able to appreciate his ashy ass a little better if he had stated that we needed to get better balance in our relationships versus being on an attack.
He said,
Now,
y'all
I-
don't need
I
to come
can
home
agree.
and be bragging on your
He
accomplishments.
said he
'cause
he
don't
no he
nobody
said we
wanna
don't
hear.
want
he
to
didn't
hear
say
it.
nobody
That's
wanted
what
to
he
hear
said.
it. I don't think he said
That's
that, and
what
I
his
didn't
actually
take it that
said.
way.
That's
I
what he
think what
said.
he said is,
No.
you got a man at home,
You need to
and a
re-roll
man.
the bean footage.
You got a man at home, and at the end of the day, you got to allow your man to be a man. And if you trying to be the masculine energy, then you can't have, in a lot
I'm
of
not
cases, in a
trying to be the
man-woman,
masculine.
You
masculine
don't have to be the
I'm not
masculine
just
energy.
sitting
I'm
here in
trying
poverty.
right, exactly. I'm just trying to be
Don't-
respected the same way that you are.
Yeah,
Exactly.
The only thing I would say is it has to be mutual respect. When we
Exactly. Nobody
establish
said
roles
that
and
we're
don't
not
put
going to
finance
respect
on
These
nobody.
black
fire,
men better get that mutual respect then.
I think,
Exactly.
Yeah, I think black women and or women, period, are sharing different types of perspectives on what those roles need to be going forward, because we're trying to conform to how society is setting that up.
And my thing is, if you don't want a woman that's highly successful and makes more than you, go get you a woman that's not like that.
Exactly. But don't sit up in no pulpit
But why
and
you gotta,
say that
why he can't have a, why can't he have
Because it don't sound
somebody
like he
that's
want that.
successful?
Well, you know what? I think we're going to have to table this one because we're not going to be able to agree on this
We're
one.
not going to table it. We're going to keep going
because
with
this
it.
one is playing
Because
today.
I operate in it every day, and I've been married twice, and I know what's been
We know you've been married twice,
We've been married
girl.
twice. We heard the
You enjoyed this
Ooh,
conversation with
marriage.
people. Take this conversation back to your brunch. We'll see you later.
Bye.